criminal syndicate Akatsuki. If we're talking about the most popular enemy organization in the world of Naruto, it has to be Akatsuki. Made up of rogue ninjas from different countries, they're all S-class criminals, with most of the members having combat power that rivals or surpasses that of the shadows of the ninja villages. Establishing the first war contracting organization in the ninja world to replace each ninja village with the eventual goal of world domination. In this article, we'll introduce the strength ranking of these Akatsuki members. In any organization, the boss may be considered the strongest, but in Akatsuki, it's a little different. At the end of this article, we'll introduce you to a shinobi who is even more powerful than the boss of Akatsuki, but still follows a weaker shinobi than himself. So please, stay with us. However, the ranking will only include the members of the organization at the time of Akatsuki's appearance in the main story, and will not include Orochimaru, who had already left the organization when Akatsuki's existence was discovered, and Tobi, who joined in the middle of it. We've all excluded Sasuke, who only joined for a short moment, so it will be a ranking of 9 people. Let's start with the weakest, 9th place. 9th place, Zetsu. Of all the Akatsuki shinobi, he's probably the lowest rank by far. To begin with, he's not even a human shinobi, but an artificial one created by Madara. As an artificial human being, he has the abilities to fulfill his role, but he has omitted abilities that are not necessary for his purpose, and as such his fighting ability is very low. Zetsu contributed to the Akatsuki only through his role as a surveillance and reporter, because he could hide himself in the ground, trees, and other places, and could move freely. He often serves as the hands and feet for the masterminds Obito and Uchiha Madara. He can disguise himself as other people, and is an expert in espionage. In the Kazekage rescue arc, he monitored the actions of Naruto and the others who rushed in as reinforcements and reported this back to the other members, which shows Zetsu's excellent covert action abilities and how important he was to Akatsuki. While it is undoubtable that Zetsu was an irreplaceable member to Akatsuki, in terms of strength, he is definitely last on the list. 8th place, Hiden. As everyone would expect, Hiden is rather low on the list. He was recruited by Akatsuki due to his immortal body, which can come back to life even if he was decapitated or stabbed in the heart. He is completely dependent on this in battles. Wielding a scythe-like weapon with 3 blades, he first makes his opponent bleed. He then licks the opponent's blood from the weapon and draws a circle on the ground with blood. When all these conditions are met, his 18th spell, Cursed Jutsu, Death Possession Blood, will be activated. Cursed Jutsu Death Possession Blood is a spell that inflicts an inevitable fatal wound to the opponent. Cursed Jutsu Death Possession's Blood allows you to inflict the same wound that you have suffered on the person whose blood you have taken in. Hiden is immortal, so he can easily kill his opponents by inflicting a fatal wound on himself. He is fully utilizing his constitution. However, there is a flaw to this jutsu. If Hiden steps outside the circle that he drew at his feet, he cannot link his wounds with his opponent. It was Shikamaru who quickly saw through this limitation and used the shadow imitation jutsu to force Hiden to move out of the circle. It is true that Shikamaru is smart enough to know the weaknesses of most shinobis in an instant, but if it were to become a simple 2-on-1 match, Hiden, who can only fight while inside the circle, would greatly be disadvantaged. He doesn't use anything that looks like ninjutsu other than Cursed Jutsu Death Possession Blood. He doesn't seem to have much physical ability either. He might have been even stronger if he had combined some type of earth-style jutsu to prevent him from being moved from the circle. 7th place, Sasuri. The Sasuri who beat Kankuro and made Daedara say that Sasuri was probably stronger than him. We'll explain how such a powerful person ended up in 7th place. Sasuri is said to be a genius sculptor, and he fights by manipulating human puppets, which are made from human materials so that they can use their abilities when they were still alive. The main puppet that he uses is Hiroko for daily use, the combat-specialized 3rd Kazekage, and himself when he is serious. Sasori has even turned his own body into a puppet, which he only uses when he gets serious. He's also very knowledgeable about poisons and keeps a powerful poison that can kill a person within 3 days in his puppets. He has also mastered other powerful techniques such as the Red Secret Technique performance of 100 puppets, which allows him to manipulate 100 puppets at once. The main thing that has dragged Sasuri down like this is his battle record. First of all, there was the episode where he was beaten up by Konan when he was recruited by Akatsuki. Sasuri's last battle also showed his own wide range of skills, being torn down one by one when he was defeated by Sakura and Granny Chiyo. And let's not forget Sasuri's former subordinate Yakushi Kabuto, who was looking down at him saying things like, "I was going to get rid of him." When Sasori was revived by worldly resurrection in the Fourth Great Ninja War, he was in his own body and none of his puppets were revived, resulting in him being easily captured by Kankuro. If you think about Sasori being unable to display his abilities without the power of his powerful puppets, we think it's understandable that he is in the 7th place. 6th place, Konan. One of the earliest members of Akatsuki who uses a special jutsu to manipulate paper. Despite the few battle scenes and her low rank, Konan's ability is only possible because he's a top-notch master at it. Along with Nagato and Yahiko, she trained under Jiraiya and survived in the Hidden Rain, a village with the worst public safety. So her abilities as a shinobi are by no means low. Her ability is to disintegrate herself into paper, which allows her to fly, scout, restrain enemies, and make weapons, making her abilities very useful. In addition, this paper is extra sturdy and can even push back fire and water. And that Konan's special technique is to detonate 600 billion explosive tags within 10 minutes. Furthermore, these explosive tags are so elaborately made to mimic water that even Toby can't look past it. It really comes with a high level of preparation. Konan also has an achievement of defeating Sasori, but the manga did not display much of her battle scenes. Not to mention, she doesn't play as prominent a role as the other shinobis we're about to introduce. As such, we've put her at the lower section of the list. 5th place, Daedara. Art is an explosion. Daedara, who is both an artist and a terrorist who fights with explosive clays, is in 5th place. By eating and mixing chakra and clay with the mouth on the palm of his hand, he can create detonation clay and use it to fight by making various shapes, like shaping it into a bird to fly through the sky, or making bombs invisible to the naked eye that explode on a cellular level. It can be used in a variety of ways. Depending on the amount of chakra you need in, you can adjust the strength from C1 to C4. Even C2 is powerful enough to blow away a part of the hidden village. He also has a trump card, a super powerful self-destruct jutsu that Daedara calls C0. Although Daedara has these useful and destructive techniques, he still has a weakness. First of all, detonating clay is an earth-based jutsu. As such, it can be diffused by lightning-style jutsus. When Sasuke fought Daedara, he saw that the hand seal Daedara made to detonate a bomb was a type of the earth style, and used lightning style to prevent the bomb from detonating. Secondly, he can only use a pre-stocked amount of detonating clay. When fighting with Gaara, he ate sand and mixed it with detonating clay with the mouth on his palms, but fundamentally, he can only use what he carries in his pouch. These two weaknesses have really dragged Daedara down a bit. However, bumping into an opponent with an incompatible nature transformation is something that happens to any shinobi, and his materials limit can be raised if he makes his partner hold on to the explosive clay. So we'd say he has a high potential. 4th place, Kakuzu. Kakuzu is also immortal with a wide range of offensive techniques and could be listed as the strongest ninja in Akatsuki, right? However, he also has a weakness. He is a user of the forbidden jutsu Earth Grudge, where he's able to obtain the abilities of the enemies he kills by taking their hearts, and because of this, he's able to use all 5 major nature transformation jutsus. Thanks to this jutsu, he was able to live a long life, surviving until the age of 91 and even battling the first Hokage in the past. He can stock up to 5 hearts, and unless all of them are destroyed, Kakuzu will not die. He can also immediately replenish the hearts that he loses by seizing them from his enemies. But in other words, as long as those 5 hearts are destroyed, Kakuzu can be killed. Unlike Hiden, Kakuzu is not completely immortal, which means that he is not that invincible. In fact, Naruto's Rasengan Shuriken crushed 2 of his hearts in a single hit, so it does not seem that one heart is crushed per death, but rather multiple hearts can be destroyed at once as long as a jutsu with high destructive power is used. Strictly speaking, he is not immortal, just hard to kill. Another of Kakuzu's abilities is that he has wet hair like tentacles that grow out of his body, and even if his hands or feet are cut off, he can use his tentacles to hold them together. It has a very versatile use as he can also restrain enemies and send parts of his body flying. However, while he can use Jonin-level techniques for each nature transformation, he lacks a decisive technique, so we can't help but feel that he's lacking. As such, his ranking is based on the fact that he is halfway to immortality and has no highly destructive techniques. Third place, Hoshigaki Kisame. Kisame is one of the strongest ordinary shinobi who does not have a bloodline limit. The reason why Kisame is ranked third is because of his outstanding fighting power and quick wit. First of all, Kisame has a huge amount of chakra. He is called the tailless tailed beast due to his enormous chakra reserve. On top of that, he's the wielder of Samehada, which has the ability to absorb chakra and give it back to the wielder just by touching his opponent's body, so he can use advanced water-style ninjutsus to create a large water field on his own without running out of chakra, as well as combos that drain a lot of chakra, such as fusing with his swords to expand his Sharkman feature. Another thing that makes Kisame great is his quick wit. When he was defeated by Might Guy, and confidential information was about to be taken by the shinobis of the Hidden Leaf, he bit his tongue to forcefully gain back his consciousness and prevented leaking information about the Akatsuki by feeding himself to the sharks that he had summoned. In addition, the scroll left behind by Kisame was an elaborate trap. When the scroll is opened, it will automatically summon a shark that will bring the scroll back to Toby. At the same time, Water Prison Jutsu is activated to stall the pursuers. There's no doubt that he was an extremely talented shinobi, with exceptional fighting skills as well as quick thinking and the ability to make quick decisions. Second place, Nagato. Second place goes to Akatsuki's final boss, Nagato. He used his Rinnegan to manipulate corpses and turn them into powerful pawns. The 6 bodies that Nagato controls, known as the 6 Paths of Pain, each have their own unique and powerful techniques. They could use powerful jutsu such as catastrophic planetary construction that even managed to imprison Naruto in his 9-tailed mode. Using the 6 Paths of Pain, Jiraiya, Kakashi, and Hanzo, the former ruler of the Hidden Rain village, all shinobis with legendary strength, were beaten. He also captured Utakara, the Jinchuriki of the 6 Tails. That alone shows that he has crazy strength. He had a dangerous idea of gathering the power of tailed beasts to create a weapon of mass destruction, but in the end, changed his mind after hearing Naruto's thoughts and brought the people of the Hidden Leaf, whom he had killed, back to life with the heretical art of Rin Birth, and lost his life in return. Although he has 6 of the best shinobi in his possession by remotely controlling the 6 Paths of Pain, Nagato's strength is drastically reduced without the 6 Paths of Pain, which is why he came in second place. First place, Uchiha Itachi. Itachi, who was ordered by Danzo to kill his clan, killed everyone except Sasuke, and became a rogue ninja, is probably the strongest shinobi in Akatsuki, and also first place as the shinobi with the saddest past. Awakening the Sharingan at the age of 8, he was promoted to a Chunin at the age of 10 and became the team leader of Anbu at the age of 13. Itachi has historically been considered particularly strong and has been praised as a genius among the Uchiha clan. He is one of the strongest jutsu users in the series, having the Mangekyu Sharingan and powerful jutsus such as Susanoo, Tsukuyomi, Amaterasu, and Izanami. Itachi took down Orochimaru, who was trying to look for his body within seconds, and also easily disarmed Kakashi when he returned to the Hidden Leaf to look for Naruto during the Tailed Beast's hunt. In addition to his ninjutsu and taijutsu, he was especially good at genjutsu. However, while having the strongest powers, he was already suffering from a serious illness as appeared in the manga. In addition, his eyesight had deteriorated by the repeated use of the Mangekyu Sharingan and was having wounds all over his body. Compared to his prime, he had become quite weak. Other than his disease, it could be said that Itachi also had one more weakness. That is, he loves his brother Sasuke so much that it clouds his judgment. It was because Itachi didn't want to involve Sasuke in the mess that he didn't reveal anything about a coup of his clan or the fact that he was in Akatsuki as a spy. And by playing the villain himself, he incites Sasuke's sorrow and encourages him to seek power. This is an act of brotherly love for Sasuke, wanting him to become strong enough to defend himself as he will be targeted by various shinobis, including Orochimaru, for his Sharingan. Itachi himself regrets that he has kept the truth from Sasuke out of love for him, saying, "If only I had faced you properly from the beginning and told you the truth from the same perspective." Before his reincarnation was released and he ascended to the afterlife, Itachi regrets that he has kept the truth from Sasuke because he cares for him so much. If Itachi had lived his life as a member of the Hidden Leaf without being affected by the disease, there's no doubt that he would have been a great shinobi and a candidate for the Hokage due to both his strength and kindness. And that's all for our ranking on the strongest Akatsuki member. Each of the Akatsuki characters had their own unique jutsus, but in this way many of them were quite flawed. In particular, there are probably many arguments to Konan and Sasuri's ranking, but what do you think? As expected, should Nagato, who was the mastermind behind Akatsuki, have been ranked first? If you have a personal ranking, please let us know in the comments. And in this channel, we're posting videos where you can learn more about Naruto, regardless of whether you're on the same side or not. If you want to see more of these character rankings, discussions, and riddles, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos.